soon as we got back from the SEMA show, we still had to finish kind of dialing the car in. At this point, it had like 2, maybe 3 miles on it from driving in and out of the show. So we had to work on the tune, we had to work on some of the suspension stuff, and just work out bugs with the car, like make sure all the lights were working properly, get the brake balance set up, and that sort of stuff. A lot of times we'll have a car on dyno once, maybe twice by this point in the build. Sometimes it'll take even a third time because there's various stages what we need to do. In this case, the owner wanted to have a friend of his do the tune on the car. So we had to be able to gather data to send to him so he can make the appropriate adjustments and send back to us so we could actually install in the car. So we did some street driving, data logging, some more dyno time. And while we're doing all the street driving, we're checking to make sure that the rest of the car is working well. You know, the clutch works smoothly, the pedal travels right, it shifts through all the gears, checking for strange noises, rattles, squeaks, because again, this car's been all the way apart and all the way back together, so there's times where something comes loose, maybe a screw got missed, whatever. You got a lot of stuff that, you know, needs attention to make sure the car is ready to get to the customer. This car drives really nice, which a lot of that goes to Detroit Speed's time they spend in engineering their products, because they're out using their products on the racetrack every weekend. So their stuff works really well. As far as how the car feels from the driver's seat, it's still comfortable enough you could drive it every day if you wanted to, but as soon as you pull on that wheel and head for a corner, the car goes where you point it, and it doesn't react poorly, it sticks to the ground. The LSA engine is definitely one of my favorite things to drive because it's so tame unless you put your foot in it, and it's all of a sudden there's all sorts of power there and the car just goes. One of the things that we ended up having to change once we drove the car was the front springs. Detroit Speed has a chart that recommends certain springs for certain applications. Well, they recommended the LS set of springs, which in most cases probably would have been all right, except for an LSA has got a lot of extra stuff on it that most of your LS engines don't. You got a blower, you got an intercooler, you got extra fluids for the intercooler, and on top of that we had a roll cage, a custom-made hood, which is probably a few pounds heavier. So it ended up being that with the springs Detroit Speed recommended, cranked all the way up, the car was still a little soft and riding too low. Detroit Speed offers several rates of springs, and if for some reason you're in a situation where they don't offer exactly what you need, the JRI shocks use standard coil over spring dimensions. We actually bought a set of springs from Ride Tech to get dialed in where we needed to be, and then it's just a matter of popping the shock out, reducing preload on the spring, taking the shock apart, and reversing the process to put it back together. When driving the loose change Camaro compared to a stock 69 Camaro, especially one that may have this much horsepower but not much else change about it, this car it's quiet. Like you put it in 6th gear, cruise 80 miles an hour, you don't hear a lot of engine noise, you don't hear a lot of exhaust noise. The interior with the Dynamat behind it helps keep it comfortable temperature-wise, and it keeps the noise down. But as you look around, it doesn't look like a new Camaro. I mean, we still have 69 Camaro door panels. The gauges look appropriate for a 69 Camaro. So it's kind of like a time warp. You feel like you're in an old car, but you don't have all the problems that an old car generally has. I really like the car. I like that it's kind of a direction that not many people have taken with blending old and new, and a lot of times you get in trouble with that. Things look kind of weird when you blend old and new, but this one, I think we got spot on what the rendering wanted and how that played out. It doesn't look too new compared to what a lot of 69 Camaros with late model parts can look like. It's just the right blend, and it's got a phenomenal engine that I really personally like, and great parts from Detroit Speed, and everybody else we used turned out to be a really fun car.